Hey kiddos, Mrs. Visconti here, and today we're going to be working on simplifying fractions. And we're going to be simplifying fractions that we are about to multiply. We can do this in two ways. You can either multiply and then simplify, or you can simplify and then multiply. Today we're going to be working on simplifying first and then multiplying. Before we took our break, we were already working on this. So this is more of a review just to kind of keep those math skills up. So I have 3 over 28 and 4 over 15, or 3/28 and 4/15. All right, we are multiplying, and that means we are going to use the opposite or inverse operation to help us find factors that each of these digits have in common. So if you remember my last lesson, we worked on factor trees and also factor rainbows. This is what we're looking at. We're thinking about pairs that go together and that they have in common between two of the digits we're working with. So we have 4 and 28 here, which is nice and easy because a common factor they both have is 4. So I have 28 divided by 4, which is 7. And then I have 4 divided by itself, which is 1. Nice and simple and easy. I'm going to go ahead and put a fraction bar there because we are recreating these fractions just in a simplified form. So we're going to be creating brand new fractions. All right, so our next two digits are 3 and 5. And thankfully, again, these are fairly simple because you just divide them by 3 because 5 times 3 does equal 15. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. All right, so we now have new fractions, and they are here. And we are going to rewrite them now in our multiplication problem. So 1/7 times 1/5 equals 1/35, or 1/35. So you could go ahead and multiply 3 times 4, and then you'd have to multiply 28 by 15, and those are pretty large numbers. And I don't know about you, I would have to really sit down on a separate piece of paper, do a double digit times a double digit for that. I can't mentally multiply those right off the top of my head, but I can simplify them, and now I can multiply the simplified fractions. So let's go ahead and look at another problem. We have 5/12 times 3/10. Let's go ahead and use that inverse operation of division and look across and do some dividing. Oh, I love this. In my class, we would say Mrs. Visconti's brain is happy because I notice that these two have a very easy factor in common, and that is 5 itself, which gives us a 1 here, and then 10 divided by 5 gives us a 2 here. Okay, I'm going to be creating new fractions, so I'm going to draw my fraction bar. Now I'm going to check out my other two digits, and of course I have 3 and 12, which does work out nicely because they can both be divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 12 divided by 3 is 4, which gives us two new fractions. These are our simplified forms. And we are going to go ahead and create our new fraction multiplication problem. So I have 1/4 times 1/2. Now that's pretty easy. I mean, 1 times 1 is just 1, and then 4 times 2 is 8. All right, I have one more problem for you. I'm going to go and write it here, and I would like to go ahead and see you give this a try, and then when you check back on our next video, I will give you the answer and see how you did. So we have 14/25 and 10/21. Go ahead and use your simplification rules. Now this one's a little different because I already can see that 10 and 25, 10 doesn't go into 25 evenly, but they do have a factor in common. Think of those factor rainbows. Think of two digits. And then the other side, we're going to think of also a digit here that they have in common. All right, my friends, give that a try, and I'll check back in with you next time.